Hey everyone, welcome to Rainbow Tarot. It's lovely to have you here with me today doing another pick a card reading, and today we are doing, how is it going to play out between you and them? What's going to happen? What's going to happen between you? What's going to happen in this connection, in this situation? How are things going to unfold? So we have got our three groups as usual. We're going to look at those in a minute, and I just want to say a big thank you if you are new to the channel. It's lovely to have you here. It's always great to have new viewers, and if you're a returning viewer or subscriber, then also a big thanks for all your support to the channel so far, with your likes, your comments, your subscribes. Thank you so much for that. I really appreciate it. But let us get straight to our group. See you soon. Okay guys, so here are the three groups. You have pile number one with this beautiful card with the colour Jade, and it says take action, card number 32. Also with the green aventurine here. Pile number two, which is the beautiful Magenta, card number 5, and it says connect to your deepest inner knowing. That is pile number 2, this little pink stone here. And then pile number 3, which is the white card that says lighten up, and it is card number 24. I don't know if you can see it there, lighten up. Beautiful card with a beautiful white feather on it. And this lovely little white stone, this little white, grey and very pale blue stone. Okay, so those are the three groups. Go for, use your intuition, as I always say. Go for the, the pile that's calling for you, that's got your messages in it. There might be more than one pile. Only take the messages that feel right to your situation, that resonate. Feel free to, put everything out, let everything else go. And remember, it's timeless, so it's good for whenever you are finding it. But other than that, I'll see you in your reading. Bye for now. Hey, pile number 1, and welcome to our pick a card reading. And I just want to make sure that I've got my... Yep, that's fine, sorry. Just want to check on something there. So, yeah, welcome to the pick a card reading on, how will it play out between you? What is going to happen between you in this situation? So you chose to come in to the reading on this lovely green aventurine. Plus, I'm just going to put it there so you can see it. This gorgeous card, and it is the colour Jade, which is part of the green, obviously it's part of the green hue, if you like. And underneath it says take action. It's card number 32. So with 32, the first thing I'm noticing is 32. Now obviously 3 and 2 adds up to 5, so there could have been, or there could be some challenges in this situation. I mean, 5s does talk about challenge, upheaval, sort of risk-taking, competition, shifts, that kind of thing. So there might have been something like that going on in the situation. And now maybe it's time to take action. So maybe there has been some space, because sometimes green just generally can suggest there was a need for space. There was a need for initial space to kind of get out, literally like getting out in the forest, clearing your mind, cleansing. Jade can be a cleansing colour. I think the stone jade is cleansing. So maybe there was a need for cleansing or something like that. But now it's time to take action. But let's see what else you've got. I don't want to say too much before we look at the other oracle cards. What else have you got? So you've got, this says pause for reflection, card number 15. So maybe there has been a bit of a pause in some way, a bit like what I was saying before. Maybe there has been some need for space or something like that, or there's some challenges. So somehow it needed to pause. Maybe it does need to have pause. Maybe that is the action. Maybe the action is to pause and reflect in some way in this situation. Now, we've also got a couple of tarot cards, one of which is the Knight of Cups. Now, Knights are cards of action, and this is a card of romance, really. But let's see what else we've got. An 8 of Pentacles, which is a card of mastery, mastering something, wanting to work at something, wanting to get better at something in some way. I've also just got a little message card here that I got from the beginning, at the beginning of the reading. And this says new beginning. A new adventure awaits. Embrace it and live your dreams passionately. So let's see how this all transpires. First of all, let's just check. Before we say anything else, let's just check and see where you're at in this connection, because this could, you know, you could be in any, you know, lots of people are watching this and they could be in all sorts of different situations. So let's try and get a bit of an energy check-in on where some of you are at currently in the connection. So, you know, what is currently going on, please? I just want to say a big thank you if you have subscribed, clicked the bell, you know, liked, commented. Thank you so much for that. I always say a big thank you to that, because it just does mean a huge amount to me, and it really allows the channel to grow, develop, and also just means that I, as you know, momentum gathers, I can, you know, give more time to the channel and carry on doing readings like this one. So thank you so much. So let's get cracking. So what is actually going on right now between pile number 1 and their person? What is actually going on? So we've got the 8 of Wands, right? We've got the 5 of Swords, the High Priestess. So interestingly, this is also looking like it's got action and it's got inaction, something like that. So what else is actually currently going on between pile number 1 and their person? What is currently going on? 10 of Swords. Okay. Right. And at the bottom of the deck, we have the Queen of Cups, a bit like the Knight of Cups. I think what's currently going on for you, pile number 1, in this connection, is that it probably is, you know, that's probably why you've got the pause for reflection, why you've got the Jade, which is all around space and cleansing. It probably is possibly at the moment, or almost definitely, in on a reflection, on a pause, on a break, on a separation, that kind of thing. Because you've got the 10 of Swords, which is something that is come to an end. It's like the end of a cycle, if you like. It's got that person with those 10 swords on their, you know, in their back, if you like. But the 10 of Swords always has the message of being able to rise up from that, being able to start again, because as one cycle ends, a new one begins. And that is, you know, 10s cancel down to 1, which is new beginnings, really. So this situation also, you've got the High Priestess, and the High Priestess is a secret card. It could be a secret connection, it could be a something that's hidden, something like that in some way. But I think with the High Priestess, it's because the High Priestess is such a private card, you know, a very intuitive card as well. I believe that this is probably a situation that is either in separation. There might be no contact at all at the moment between you and your person. You both might be keeping yourselves very much to yourselves. It might be somebody that you're asking about that you've been in separation for quite some time. There may have come, you know, it may have separated in quite a painful way, because we've got the 5 of Swords, and the 5 of Swords is often winners and losers. Now, this particular depiction, I think, is kind of like, it sort of shows the winner, but it's the winner that isn't really taking much joy in their winning. So it makes me feel that nobody's actually really won in this situation of separation. That's kind of what I feel where it is at the moment. Now, you've got the 8 of Wands, which is a card of action. It's a card of speedy action. It goes with the words take action. It goes with the Knight of Cups. So I think there is this feeling of maybe you being in separation, maybe you being on pause, maybe or maybe that you're in a situation at the moment with someone, and you're at a point where you're thinking, you know, should we stay or should we leave this connection? Should I remain in this connection or should I move away from this connection? Because I'm not really feeling happy in it. It's not really giving me what I want. It's maybe not, maybe we're not connecting emotionally, or I don't feel the emotional connection in this. I'm not feeling valued. Maybe I feel like I'm almost invisible to this person. They're not really showing me much. Something like that. If you're actually in the connection with them, it might be just about hanging on by a thread. Now, there is, but I think there's a desire for change now. At the moment, right now, there's a desire for change between the two of you. Both of you are feeling this situation needs to change in some way. So it may have been maybe stuck in limbo. it may be a bit, maybe a bit, what's the word I'm looking for? Stagnant, something like that. And there needs to be some action. So my sense is the period of reflection, the period of pause, right now both of you are thinking that needs to sort of come to an end. Now the overarching energy is the Queen of Cups, and it goes with the Knight of Cups, which tells me that there is love still left in this situation. There is still a lot of love. You've got the Queen of Cups and you've got the Knight of Cups. Now somebody might be wanting to come forwards, take action in a romantic way. Or there are certainly thoughts and feelings about that, about maybe reviving the situation or beginning the situation or starting the situation anew. That is sort of in the air, it's in the energy currently between the two of you of this connection. So if you're sort of in a situation where you're wondering whether you should stay or leave, and there's still love in this connection, that's kind of what I want to say, and there's still something in it that's making you think, you know, we can maybe turn this around, we can maybe make this better for you and your person. That's kind of what I'm sensing here. But let's see, what else, what astrological signs have we got? We've got the Eight of Wands, and that is, Eight of Wands is Gemini energy, no, not Gemini energy, sorry, that's wrong. The Eight of Wands is Sagittarius, the Five of Swords is Aquarius, Ten of Swords is Gemini, Queen of Cups could be any of the water signs of Cancer, Scorpio or Pisces. Let us have a message card at the moment. Let's see. So what is currently, what can you show us what's actually going on right now between pile number one and their person? Seduction, attraction, flirting, dating, hooking up, temptation, third-party interference. So maybe there's something about somebody, seduction is about making moves, isn't it? It's about seducing somebody, it's about coming forward. It goes through with the Knight of Cups, and maybe there is this feeling of wanting to bring renewed, renewed sexual energy into the situation, or wanting to pull somebody in some way. So maybe somebody wants to pull someone back into the situation, something like that, to seduce them back in. What else have we got here for part one? What's that one? Healthy choices. Making healthy choices in love and life. Self-love, self-care, being happy. And as maybe if you were came into separation with this, maybe there was something that wasn't quite right about it, wasn't making you feel good. Maybe there's something in the situation, if you're in it now, that doesn't make you feel good, and maybe it's about maybe the space has allowed you to realise what it is you really want, what's good for you, what's right for you. But I do feel that there is a sense of action now, a sense of something new starting in some way. Now, whether it's with this person or not, I don't know, but let's see. Let's have a look. Let's see. So let's see what is going to happen. So what is going to play out between pile number one and their person, please? What is actually going to happen here between pile number one? I don't think I said pile number three, but I mean pile number one and their person, please. Oh, what have we got here? So we've got, let's take those, they've all come out at once. We've got Page of Swords, again a card of action, the World here, Queen of Swords, Five of Cups. Oh, okay. And then the overarching energy is the Ten of Pentacles. Okay, so I think I feel like this is, what's going to happen is that there is a new beginning, I think, on the horizon for you and your person here. So either you're with them and it's just going through a difficult phase, there's some disappointment, there's some heartache, there's some loss, maybe you've been on pause a little bit, so it might not actually be a separation, but you might just feel disconnected from each other in some way, but there's still a sense of action, there's still a sense of having an overall kind of common aim for the two of you, for the connection, but it's just kind of going through a bit of a difficult time maybe. Or you're actually in separation from this person, you've both taken a break from one another, you're at that point where, should you let the connection go, should you hang on to it, you've reflected and everything. But there's a desire still to work on it, to move back towards it, because there is actually still romance and love in this connection. Now, the overarching energy is the Ten of Pentacles, which is about commitment. It is about being together as a family. Maybe you are in a committed situation with this person. So there is underneath the Queen of Cups, which is loving, energy. We have the Ten of Pentacles, which is being in a committed situation. So I think the overall energy is of what's going to happen is a commitment, a sense of commitment, a new beginning, maybe a new committed beginning, or a beginning with this person where they come forwards. I mean, maybe if it's a secret situation, this is a new beginning for it, of kind of romance, of love. I feel like there is still, though, something that needs to be healed. So when it does come forwards, because you've got the Five of Cups here, so there might still be some need for healing, because the Five of Cups always has the message of somebody sort of like focusing on the negatives and not turning around and looking at the Two of Cups behind them, which is, the Two of Cups is a card of union and happiness and being together. But there's a lot of emphasis in this card on the disappointments of what has gone before. So I feel like there does still need to be some healing in this situation. That the tough cycle is coming to an end. So if you've had a tough cycle with this person, the world represents the end of a cycle, the beginning of a new cycle. It goes with a new beginning. So I feel like if this situation is in separation, or if it's gone through a difficult cycle, there is a new beginning on the horizon. Now, what I would say is that because we've got the High Priestess under the Queen of Swords here, that might be why we've got the Eight of Pentacles, and that might be why I said that there still needs to be some work in this situation, because the Queen of Swords is somebody who's quite, again, like the High Priestess, they're not, I mean, the Queen of Swords is slightly different in the sense that she's quite defensive of her heart, and she's quite closed off emotionally. So it makes me feel that initially there will still need to be some healing, some thawing of the ice, really. So maybe something's happened in this situation that's been really difficult, and, maybe they think that you are still a little bit resistant to a new beginning here, with the Queen of Swords and the Five of Cups. But the Page of Swords tells me that they want to get a message to you, that they want to communicate, that they're still very curious, that there's still a lot left in this connection. There's still a lot left to discover, to learn, to communicate, to kind of do, really, in this connection. So it makes me feel that because you've got the Ten of Pentacles as the overarching energy and the Queen of Cups, that this is definitely still going to carry on being a committed situation, or it's going to be a committed situation. There's still a lot of love left in it, but maybe it just needs to be you just need to work on reminding each other about that, or connecting into the heart a bit more in the connections, because the Queen of Swords is obviously the polar opposite to the Queen of Cups, which is somebody who's very open emotionally, but the Queen of Swords is very closed emotionally. And it makes me feel that in this new beginning, or this kind of, what's that called when you come back? A reunion or reconciliation, there still needs to be some work on some mastery of maybe opening up, being more open with each other emotionally on both kind of sides, something like that, being healthier in how you connect with one another, so that you can be this kind of loving, you can sort of embody this kind of loving scene. Now, I have to say that this Queen of Swords, though, out of all the Queen of Swords, she doesn't really look that sort of harsh, actually. And I'm just noticing she's also got a white feather in her hand, and she comes underneath the High Priestess. So there might be a sort of a strong intuitive pull between you and your person, because you've also got the cat here. It may be as well that this situation has gone through a lot of had a lot of lives, if you know what I mean. There's been maybe a lot of splits or a lot of separations, and that might be why some of you have kind of closed off your heart to it. But there is a link. There is definitely a spiritual link in some way. This feels like to me, especially with the white feather that the Queen of Swords is holding underneath, because it comes underneath the High Priestess, which is that figure that is the link between, you know, the veil, if you like, between this world and, you know, the next. So it makes me feel there's a strong spiritual connection between the two of you still. But it also tells me that, you know, follow your intuition. The other thing as well is to follow your intuition with this, that you might be getting a lot of intuitive feelings about this connection. And I think with the High Priestess, the Queen of Swords with the feather here, it's telling me that you need to follow, the message for you personally is that you need to follow your intuition as well within this connection. Whatever your intuition is telling you, then listen to that. Let's have a look as well. Let's see if we've got any other cards here for you, any other messages. What else have we got for pile number 1 and their person, please? What do we need to know? I feel like that one wants to come out, and I feel like these two want to come out. Let's see what they say. So this one says, be aware of what you are projecting, for the qualities you admire in one another are qualities you both possess. Equally, so the qualities you don't like are also your own reflection. So that just basically is talking about being accepting of one another, isn't it? You know, not critical of one another, because, you know, you know, we can often project, you know, onto other people what we're really feeling ourselves. So it's sort of about being kind of mindful of that, being reflective of that, you know, being, what's the word I'm looking for? Being tolerant of each other, I suppose. This one says, imagine all unwanted thoughts dissolving into light, creating room for new opportunities and possibilities for your life. So that would go with a new beginning. You know, maybe there is a new beginning, or I feel like there is a new beginning in this situation. Balance. Now that's interesting what I was saying, maybe about being tolerant there. Love is not always about agreeing just for the sake of it. A great relationship is one that both supports and challenges. So yeah, with the grey-green as well, that's also a very levelling colour, a very balanced colour. So maybe there's a need for balance, a bit more balance, a bit more understanding, a bit more tolerance in this situation. Oh, secret admirer. Someone has deeper feelings for you than they are letting on. So maybe if you're in separation from this person, well, you might have a secret admirer, pile number 1, that's completely separate from this. But this situation could be that this person is, you're in separation from them, but they still really like you, they're still admiring you. And that would go with the Page of Swords, which shows somebody still checking you out, still looking at you, still being very curious about you. But anyway, pile number 1, that's been your reading. I hope you've liked it. If you have, please do hit the subscribe button and the notification bell. Otherwise, I'll see you in the next reading. Bye for now. Hey, pile number 2, and welcome back to this pick a card reading. So you chose to come into this reading under this gorgeous, gorgeous card, which is the Magenta card, card number 5. And it says, connect to your deepest inner knowing. Connect to your deepest inner knowing. Now, Magenta is a very, very, very spiritual colour. It's really intuitive colour, so there might be a lot of intuitive hits that you're having about this particular connection, or you might feel a strong intuitive link or spiritual connection with this person. It's very much about connecting in yourself with your own intuition, so making sure that you're getting your guidance from your spiritual team, that kind of thing. They might be trying to connect with you a lot regarding this particular connection. You might be getting a lot of signs, a lot of synchronicities, a lot of things guiding you around this connection. So that is the Magenta card. You also chose to come in under this beautiful pink stone here. I've also got some other oracle cards, so I'm going to take a look at those. So this says, card number 10, which is move forward. Move forward. Now 5 is, I'm just noticing the numbers, so 5 is often about, because this Magenta card is card number 5, and 5 is often about challenges, upheaval, risks, shifts, competition, that kind of thing. So there might be something like that going on in this connection. And 10 is often about endings of cycles, and then obviously a new cycle begins. So there might be something like that going on, but let's have a look. We've got a couple of tarot cards that I pulled out, which is the Knight of Swords. Again, that is about taking action, moving forward. So there's a lot of movement in this connection, I think, at the moment, or there's a need for movement to move it forward in some way, or to move forward. Yeah, so it feels to me like there's something happening. It feels like a lot of speed, a lot of energy. You know, maybe to expect something to happen in this connection in some way. We've got Three of Pentacles. Might be a work connection for some of you. Three of Pentacles is a work card. It's also a card of collaboration. So maybe somebody wants to move forward, take action, send a message. Knight of Swords is about bold action. Maybe this is about collaboration. So maybe sending a message, maybe wanting to connect with you, maybe wanting to collaborate with you. Something like that. And then we've also got this message. Oh, so this actually says romance. Cupid's arrow strikes. So for many of you, this might be a crush situation, or somebody that you've liked, or you know, just wondering how they like you and what is going to happen between you. You know, because this is a reading of, you know, what is going to play out between you and them. How is it going to, you know, what's going to happen? I hope I said that at the beginning. Apologies if I didn't, pile number 2. I think I did. But yeah, so that is obviously our today's, you know, pick a card reading. So I'm just going to put that right there in the centre. So it says romance. So there's definitely romance on the cards in this situation. But let's first of all see, you know, let's get a bit of a sense, an energy check-in of where you're at in this situation. I mean, from these cards, it does feel like it's the start of something, that you're on the verge of beginning something, actions happening, there's some momentum moving towards possibly new romance, and you might be getting a lot of intuitive feelings about that. But let's get an overall sense of where the connection is at for wherever you are in whatever connection this is for you. So please, can you tell me, thank you very much if you have subscribed and commented and liked. It's so important, and I really, really appreciate it. Thank you so much. I try to answer the messages. If you can carry on doing that, particularly if you haven't subscribed and you like the reading, you know, and hit the notification bell so you never miss an upload, then that would be fantastic. But let us see what is currently going on between pile number 2 and their person, please. What is currently going on between pile number 2 and their person? The Hanged Man. The Hierophant. The Magician. So it's currently going on between pile number 2 and their person. 5 of Pentacles, and at the bottom is the 7 of Swords. Oh, okay. So it makes me feel that actually, I mean, I feel like this is a situation with the 5 of Pentacles and the Hanged Man and the 7 of Swords where it may have come into separation, or you might not be, or if you are with this person, you could be, because we've got the Hierophant, you could actually be in a connection with this person, a committed situation, because the Hierophant can mean committed, but it is going through a tough time. You're feeling a sense of lack in it. You're feeling a sense of needing to pause and reflect. Maybe somebody's done something with the 7 of Swords here. Because the 7 of Swords can be a tricky energy. It can be like a trickster energy. So maybe somebody's done something to cause it to be going through a difficult time, or to cause it to be in separation, if you are in separation. Or it could be that there's something unexpected, because that can be the 7 of Swords, and with the Knight of Swords and the moving forward, something unexpected, to something you completely don't would never believe in a million years is on its way, or something is brewing. I feel like this sort of is something is brewing, or something unexpected is kind of happening, or maybe something unexpected as well happened that wasn't great for the situation, and it possibly brought it into separation. Those are just some of the energies that I'm feeling. But with the Magician, there is also a desire to manifest in some way. Now, it could be that there is a desire to manifest something new, because we could read all these cards as new romance. There's a desire for you and for them to leave this situation behind and manifest new romance in some way. That could also be what is going on here with the moving forward, Knight of Swords, which is taking action, you know, collaborating with others maybe, romance, having new romance, something like that. That could also be how we read these cards. But I feel like there's a lot of, you know, there needs to be a shift, a new perspective is required in this situation, or there's a shift is happening, and that could go with the 5, where that talks about shifts. A shift is happening in this situation, a new perspective. Things are being seen from a new sort of angle. There is a feeling of being out in the cold. There is a feeling of loss and separation, a feeling of lack in this situation. So that is currently what some of the things that I'm seeing, what is going on for some of you in this situation right now. But let us see, you know, what astrological signs. So we've got the Taurus is Hierophant. 5 of Pentacles is also Taurian energy. The Hanged Man is Pisces energy, and 7 of Swords is Aquarius energy. Let's get a message card. Where are they currently at right now? Pile number 2 in their person, please. What is going on in the situation right now? Where are they currently at? Please can you give me a card to indicate that? Seduction. Now, funnily enough, this one came out in pile number 1. So you might want to listen to pile number 1. So this is a card of seduction. And I feel like with a seduction card, you know, there might be somebody that's wanting to try and come back into the situation for some of you, trying to sort of seduce you, trying to win you over. That is what seduction is, to try and win someone over in some way. So maybe somebody's trying to do that at the moment. Let's see what else we've got. Any other cards between part number... pile number 2 and their person, please. What can we see for pile number 2 and their person? I feel like that one here. Let's see what this one says. Soulmates, soul connection, partnership, agreement, soul contract. So this could be a soulmate connection that's in separation at the moment, or you are, like I say, you are with them. You know, with the Hierophant card here, this is a committed situation, but something's happened. Something's happened to make you feel that it isn't giving you what it should be giving you. You're reflecting. You're, you know, feeling like something has to be, you know, recreated again. There needs to be a new beginning in some way. But there's basically maybe something that's not quite right with the 7 of Swords that's happened. But essentially, there is still a soul connection here. You're still feeling, or, you know, the both of you are still feeling like there's a strong connection in some way. But anyway, let's put that there so we can see those. Okay, so let's see what else we've got. First of all, let's just now see, let's just ask, you know, what is actually going to happen? What's going to play out between pile number 2 and their person? What's actually going to happen in this connection? What is going to play out between pile number 2 and their person? 9 of Pentacles. What is actually going to happen between pile number 2 and their person, please? 6, oh, the Lovers. I mean, for some of you, there might have been, you know, you might have been in a committed situation and there might have been some disloyalty. Somebody else might have made a choice which took them out of the situation or caused suffering in the situation or caused unhappiness in the situation. Because the Lovers card can be about choices in love. Wheel of Fortune. Oh, the 7 of Swords again. Oh, okay. So what have we got here? The 5 of Wands. I think the thing is about this pile number 2 is I feel like if you're in separation from somebody, I feel like they will try and come back again. I feel like they will try and come back again, but I think you just, with the 7 of Swords coming up twice, I think you just need to be wary of this person, because obviously there is some, 7 of Swords does talk about, you know, a trickster energy, an energy of somebody that is just, you know, out for themselves. It's quite selfish. They're just going to take what they want. And that energy could have what brought the situation into separation to begin with, because the 5 of Pentacles is above the 7 of Swords, and that tells me somebody behaved poorly, somebody made bad choices, somebody was dishonest, somebody maybe was deceptive, somebody maybe was wearing a mask, they weren't really showing themselves as they were. Because it's no coincidence you've got the Seven of Swords twice. That is a kind of like a bit of a warning really here. But I feel this person will try and come back again, because we've got the Wheel of Fortune. Now, it might be that this is a situation that went around in cycles. You know, because the Wheel of Fortune can go up and it can go down, and it often represents an unpredictable energy. So I feel like this situation is, you know, when they do come back or if they do come forwards, it is still an unpredictable energy. This person still has an unpredictable energy. Now, out of this period of possible reflection, shifting, you know, shifting your perspective, is this beautiful independent energy. So I feel like you are independent now. You have kind of got yourself sorted out from this situation. You are completely comfortable. Look at this person, completely comfortable, happy in their, you know, in their own company, has made it on their own, is perfectly okay. And what I feel really is that this person with the Lovers card next to it maybe wants to come forward again. And I mean, the Lovers card can again talk about a soulmate twin flame energy. But I just feel that there's an element of caution. I think there's an element of caution that needs to be said in this reading for you, pile number 2, because this person, I feel like there might have been some disloyalty around other people. So maybe there was a disloyalty around fidelity or something like that, or distrust. And I feel like in some way that is still there, but they will still try to maybe come forward, take action, move forward towards you, want to collaborate with you, that kind of thing. But that element of maybe them just getting what they want, just, you know, it being in cycles, it not being predictable, is them being independent still, you know, so not really committing with the Hierophant here, not really giving their full commitment, is basically something that I still see going forward. So if you're in that now with them, and you still sort of feel, you know, you're still kind of with them, but it's kind of, you're not valued, you're not recognised, you feel like there needs to be a shift, maybe towards commitment. I don't see, you know, I see that all still in the future, to be honest. I see that all still there for you going forward. I don't see them committing, really, or being, you know, maybe being honest, actually. I don't see them being honest. I see them wanting to, you know, take what they want, you know, to have choices, maybe. The Five of Wands is the overarching energy, which is for it to be challenging, for the situation to remain challenging, to remain difficult. Maybe there's a lot of competition here because we have all these 5 witches all competing with each other, or so maybe there's something around that going on where you are with somebody and there's a lot of competition, or you feel there's a lot of competition for their attention, and that is all still kind of there. But you might feel with the Magenta and the soulmates a strong link to this person, but that doesn't mean that you have to stay with somebody if they're not treating you right. Whether you've got a strong link with them or not, or whether you feel you have a soulmate connection or a twin flame connection with them or not, if they are treating you poorly consistently, then you have free will and you don't have to stay in that situation. And that is what I would kind of say here, because I feel like this independent card, which is the Nine of Pentacles, is such a beautiful card, and I feel like you have the potential to be, at this point in time, really, really doing well on your own, really doing well independently, without this kind of energy, which I feel like wants to come in and just get what they want. And they might be trying to sell it as romance, as a new beginning, as something kind of, you know, that they want to collaborate with you, that they want something new again with you. And they do want that, but they don't want it. I think commitment is a struggle for them. I think commitment would always be a struggle for them. You know, commitment and reliability and, you know, a solid kind of connection, you know, would be a commitment for them. They'd always think there would be other choices. They'd always be wanting to go off and explore other choices, maybe behind your back in some way. So I just got to be honest there, pile number 2, that is what I'm feeling. Now, in terms of astrological signs, 9 of Pentacles, that is her, Virgo energy. Gemini is the Lovers, the Wheel of Fortune, no. 7 of Swords, that is Aquarius energy. And the 5 of Wands is a Leo energy. So those are just some of the astrological signs. Let's see if we've got any more cards here. So they might have a bit of a mask on. They might be very good at presenting themselves as something different to what they actually are here, because both, this one has a cloak on, you know, so masking themselves, you can't really see their face, so you can't really see what they truly are. So they might be very good at doing that, this person. Let's see. Oh, okay, I'm going to take those three. Let's see what they say. So this one is trust. Transformation occurs through acceptance. Once you accept the current situation, it will automatically transform. So there could be around, I feel that's more about you trusting. I feel like you might be getting a lot of intuition about this situation. It's more about you trusting, realizing what it is, seeing it for what it is, realizing what it is, and trusting that, and moving and transforming forward for you, really, in some way. So maybe you need to have a new perspective or a shift around what this situation actually is. And once you do that, it will be better for you. This one says, wait, don't rush into it, allow nature to take its course. So maybe this is somebody trying to come forwards towards you, but you don't trust them. You don't trust them in someone. I would say you need to listen to that. I would say you need to listen to your intuition and wait. Don't rush into anything. This one says, close your eyes and tell yourself that you deserve to feel joyful. You can allow joy into your life regardless of the circumstances you currently find yourself in. Yeah, I mean, if this is a tough situation, and I think if you've got the Seven of Swords twice, if you've got the Five of Pentacles, you know, it might have been a tough situation. It might have been a really difficult situation. Also, Five of Wands is challenge. So fives is challenge. You know, you've got two fives, haven't you? You've got the Hierophant, which is 5. So that is all about challenges. You've got the Five of Pentacles. That is all about challenges and risks. But you've also got, the Seven of Swords coming up twice, 2 sevens, and the Magenta, which makes me feel that you feel that there's some sort of intuitive link to this person. Maybe there's a lot of lessons. There are a lot of spiritual lessons for you in this connection. But I just feel like you are being strongly advised to listen to your intuition regarding this connection, pile number 2. But anyway, that has been your reading. I hope you liked it. If you have, please do hit the subscribe button and the notification bell. Otherwise, I'll see you in the next reading. Bye for now. Hey, pile number 3, and welcome back to your pick a card reading. And of course, today's reading is, how will it play out between you? What is going to happen in this connection? What is going to, unfold? So you chose to come into the reading under this card, a white card, beautiful white card with a white feather there. And it is card number 24, and it says lighten up, lighten up. So that is our first card that you came into the reading on, beautiful card. And it's gorgeous white stones, sort of white, grey, blue hues as well, very power blue hue here. Great, okay, so we've got that there. So we've also got some other oracle cards, so let's take a look at those. So you've got 44, rest deeply. Okay, a couple of tarot cards, 9 of Wands, right. I feel like this connection might be making you feel very tired, that you might be a bit worn out in this situation. Just for some of you, maybe it's been quite heavy with the lighten up here. It needs to be cleansed, cleared. There was maybe a lot of toxicity in it. So, white is all about healing your body, healing your mind, clearing toxicity, purifying. Also, it's about gaining clarity and understanding. So I feel like they might be going through a bit of a cleansing process or a clearing process in this situation in some way. That there's maybe it's on pause or in separation, or the 9 of Wands is about defensive energy. It's the wounded warrior, really. So you might have gone through a lot in this connection. There might have been a lot, there might have been a lot of battles in it, a lot of things to face in it. But you're still standing strong, pile number 3 here. Or maybe the connection is still standing strong and it just needs to clean up its act in some way. 2 of Swords, which is a sense of stuckness, not being able to see and move forward in some way. And that might be why you got the lighten up, because there needs to be, because this is sort of like a clogged energy. There's sort of stuck, clogged energy of somebody with a blindfold on, with their back to their intuition, which is the water is symbolic of intuition, of their feelings. They're back to it, not really taking note of what is actually going on, the reality of the situation, not being able to, they may be getting a lot of intuitive hits about something, but they're not listening. So this situation could be quite stuck at the moment, could be quite clogged, could be quite toxic, could be not moving forward, stagnant, it could be exhausting. Some of you might need to really take, rest from it, take a break from it, to cleanse, to clear, to gain clarity, to get understanding, something like that. This says, this is beautiful actually, this says, life is a series of constantly shifting cycles. When we resist change, we resist the flow of life and create unnecessary stress. I certainly feel there is a lot of stress maybe in the connection at the moment, or there's been a lot of stress for you around this connection. Maybe there is some resistance to moving it on, around clearing it up, cleaning it out. Maybe it's toxic, and there's something about this needing to kind of move on from that, not staying stuck within something that isn't, that is just making you feel not that great. There could be something like that going on for some of you. It says, go with the flow and you will be surprised where it leads. So there might be some resistance to the flow here. And you need to kind of go with it. You need to get yourself out of that stuck situation. You need to replenish, recover, rejuvenate, gain clarity, gain understanding, lose the need to be defensive, because this is maybe you've had to be quite defensive in this situation because it's been so challenging. But I feel like you might be exhausted, pile number 3, and there's a need for rest in some way. A need for healing with all this white here. Maybe there's been some tears, quite a lot of tears, because in your aura, something that I like is something called aurosoma colour therapy, and it is different colours. It's a kind of like a healing colour system, but white relates to the clear, what we call the clear, and the clear can indicate lots of tears being shed. So maybe there has been a lot of sadness in this connection, possibly for some of you. But let's have a look. First of all, before we go anywhere, before we look at how it's going to play out, I'm just going to do an energy check-in of where you and your person are at, and you can see if it's the right path for you. And also it gives us a base to start from. Thank you so much if you have subscribed, liked or commented. I really, really appreciate that. Thank you so much for doing that. It does mean a lot. It really helps the channel to grow, so I can carry on doing readings like this one. So please carry on doing that. So let us ask, where is pile number 3 and their person right now in this connection? What is going on right now for pile number 3 and their person, please? I feel like there's too many. Where is pile number 3 and their person right now? 3 of Swords. Okay. Judgment. 6 of Swords. And then we have 5 of Pentacles, okay. And the overarching energy is the Star, right. So I go through all these cards here. I feel there's definitely been a lot of pain, maybe, in the situation at the moment. 3 of Swords is heartache, it's loss, it's separation, it's feeling very, very, very upset. It might have involved 3 people here, because there are 3 figures in this. So it could have been a 3-way situation or something like that. Or there's a 3rd element to it, just for some of you. But it's definitely a feeling of real upset and loss. Something might have died, something might have come to an end. And there's a lot of grief, there's a lot of sadness with that. And maybe a need to rest and recover and recuperate. Now the 6 of Swords again, or sorry, I should say the 5 of Pentacles again, is a feeling of lack, a feeling of being out in the cold. So I feel like this might be in separation, there might be no contact with this person. There is something, the 5 of Pentacles is about, like I say, feeling out in the cold, but it's about, it's like, it goes with the 2 of Swords really, where there's a lot of, the 2 of Swords is somebody who's stuck, but they're sort of like keeping themselves stuck. And the 5 of Pentacles is somebody who can't see that there is still hope, really. There is still hope. They're so sort of enveloped in their sort of suffering and grief. They can't see this little mermaid coming out with all these beautiful pentacles, these lovely, shining, beautiful petals. They just can't see it because they're not looking. So they've covered their eyes. Somebody might be covering their eyes to the potential of the situation still, maybe, if there is potential. I mean, if there's, you might not want potential in this connection, pile number 3. There's been a lot of, I certainly feel there might have been a lot of pain in this situation, but I just feel like there's something about maybe not really seeing something for some of you. There's something about not being able to see clearly. That might be why you've got the white, a need for clarity. So there's a need for seeing something clearly somehow in this situation. Now, judgment does talk about a rising up, does talk about a levelling up, and it goes with the star. So maybe there is still hope left in this situation. I mean, the star is about hope. Maybe you are still hoping for something in this connection. Maybe they are. So maybe there's still a sense of hope, but it's also about healing, and it goes with all these other cards. So maybe at the moment you're in separation from this person, or you're not in contact with them, but there is, or you could actually be with them, but it's just really, really tough. There's been a lot of heartache, a lot of pain, a lot of upset. There's a sense of lack. You don't feel appreciated. You don't feel happy in the situation. You're thinking with the Six of Swords maybe of leaving the situation, because the Six of Swords is moving away from something slowly and rising up to something better. So maybe you're in this situation and you're being called, or you feel like there's a call to action for you to move into something better. Maybe that is it as well, if you are actually in a situation with somebody here. There's a need for it to cleanse, to detox, to be better for you, to be in a much better situation. You want to kind of leave it, or somebody's thinking of leaving it so that they can move on to something better. Or if you're in separation, you've left it, you left the situation, or somebody left the situation for something better, because it wasn't giving you what you wanted. You wanted something better. You wanted something, new, something that was of a much better quality. And, there's a sense of hope now, but also a sense of healing. I feel like at the moment this might be a real time for healing, either healing in separation, and hope for the future, or a sense of healing is required to regain hope for the future if you're still in it. Something like that. That is kind of what's going on. But there's definitely I feel like you might be getting a lot of intuition telling you need to change this situation. You need to rise up. You need to act. Once you've had your healing, once you've had your rest, that you stop being stuck. I think that's what this is saying. Stop being stuck. Clear out the negativity, clear out the toxicity, clear out the things that aren't right about this situation, because you deserve better. You deserve to rise up. You deserve to be recognised. That's the other thing about the star. The star is recognition. Somebody being recognised. It's about hope, healing and recognition. And I feel, if anything, the message to you, pile number 3, is that you deserve that. You deserve that. And if this situation isn't giving you it, then you need to rise up, take action, see it for what it is, and move into something much better for yourself. That could be how we read some of this now. Or it could be that if you're in separation, there's still hope for this situation. But anyway, let's see what the astrological signs are. So 3 of Swords, that is Libran energy. A need for balance after heartbreak in some way. 6 of Swords, that is Aquarius. 5 of Pentacles is Taurus. Star is Aquarius again. Okay, so let's see. Let's actually ask them now. Actually, let's get a couple of message cards for pile number 3 and their person at the moment. What's the current energy between pile number 3 and their person? What's that say? Seduction. Do you know what? This card has come out in every single reading. So this might be a message for you, pile number 3, because you're the 3rd pile. So listen to some of the other piles if you felt drawn to them. Seduction. So maybe there is an element of seduction, somebody wanting to get this situation back on track, to seduce you in some way, to pull you back in. Maybe there's something like that going on. Let's see what else we've got. What is the message for pile number 3 in their person? Let's see what this says. Healthy choices. This also came out in pile number... I think these two particularly came out in pile number 1. So if you feel drawn to pile number 1, this is confirmation that you might want to listen to pile number 1. Healthy choices, and I feel like it's a call to you actually to make healthy choices. If this situation isn't healthy for you, you know, it's kind of making you feel exhausted, it's making you feel stuck, it's making you feel confused, it's, you know, it's pain, it's causing pain in your heart, then it might be a time for you to think about yourself and what are going to be the healthy choices for you going forwards. It says making healthy choices in love and life, self-love, self-care and being happy, and that would go with the star, you know, the overarching energy that, I mean, maybe you left this situation and you now feel you're now much better, you've risen up from it, you're healing, you're whole, you're healthy, and that would go with this. So that might be the current situation. You know, in separation, no contact, you've got yourself back on track. That could be the message for some of you, but let's see how it's going to play out. So how is it actually going to play out between part number 3 and their person? What is actually going to happen? How is this situation going to play out for part number 3 and their person? The Queen of Pentacles, the Six of Pentacles, the Seven of Swords, and the Seven of Swords came out in pile number 2. How is this situation going to play out? I like that one. The Magician, and the Two of Swords again is the overarching energy. So if this, what I feel is, because the Two of Swords is a stuck energy, it's not being clear what road to take, really. And also blinding yourself, just sticking your head in the sand and just not, you know, not wanting to move forward, just wanting to stay stuck. Now, I think the overarching energy is the Two of Swords still. So I think this connection is still going to be stuck somehow. It's still not going to be clear. Do you know what I feel, the Queen of Pentacles here? I think that you, out of this difficult situation that you might be in with this person, it is your time to shine, but not with them. I've just got to be honest here. Not with them. You might already know that now. You might be in separation. You might be in no contact. You might still be looking back on this person. That's why you're having this reading. Or if you're with them, I just feel like you maybe are beginning to realise that this situation could be bringing you down, and actually you've got the potential to be so independent. I mean, this is the card of complete self-care. Somebody who 100% makes all the healthy choices to look after themselves, to be financially solvent, to be comfortable, to be put a lot of effort into their appearance, and put a lot of effort into their health. And I feel that is you. I feel like you are actually going to manifest something new for yourself, that you are going to be generous to yourself, because out of the Judgment card, we have the Six of Pentacles, which is generosity, a card of generosity. And I feel like your independent state of this, I feel like with a white card, because you are lightening up, you're clearing this situation. I feel like this situation might have been very toxic for you, pile number 3, that you are now in a much better place to give and receive. You're in a much more balance. This is about balance. I feel like you're in a much more balanced place, because there's still this element of toxicity to this person that you're inquiring about, and that's probably why the Six of Swords, you had to move away from them, because the Seven of Swords is a trickster energy. It is an energy of somebody that wants to it's a selfish energy, it's a toxic energy of somebody that wants to come in, take what they want, you know, irrespective. It's like a thief energy, because this person is out on the rob. They are thieving, taking something that doesn't belong to them, irrespective of the pain or the hurt or the upset that it might cause the person that they're thieving from. So what I'm saying is, I just feel like you might already know about this person, and you are on an independent track going forward. You don't need this kind of energy that might be bringing you down, so that you can, out of this state of lack, of feeling unhappy, of feeling stuck, of feeling confused, you can manifest something good for yourself. So I see you actually, I've got to be honest here, not taking this person back or not going back into this situation. They may try to, because this is a crafty energy, they may try to come back towards you, but their intention is to keep it stuck. Is to keep it stuck, is to keep it not moving forward, is to keep it uncommitted, is to keep it, you know, you get guessing all the time, blindfolds, you know. Even with the 9 of Wands here, there is a sort of like a bandana that, you know, I feel like could be blinded again, to keep you in the dark, to keep you out of your state where you should be recognised, you should be valued, you should be revered, you should be, you know, there should be hope in your life. I feel like this connection for you has not given you that, but you in the future are not going to be seduced by that again. You're going to make healthy choices. That is what I see for you going forwards. Pile number 3 with this connection. That's how it's going to play out. You are going to come up strong. You are going to come up strong. You're going to move through this, and you are going to feel much better in yourself. And then the Queen of Pentacles is never on their own. They are always part of a family unit. They are always part of a couple. They are successful. So new love will be coming in for you 100%, because that is the Queen of Pentacles. But not with this, not in this connection. I feel like this connection is something that you're going to turn your back on if you haven't already. What else have we got for you here for pile number? What other messages are there for pile number 3 here? What other messages do we have for pile number 3? What's this one? So we've got these 2 and that one. This says, embrace. Through each other you find the missing pieces. This says, the past is now behind you. Release it and embrace new possibilities. Maybe you are talking about somebody that you are in separation from. You're still sort of connected to it in some way. You're just wondering how it's going to play out. But there are new options for you. There are new healthier choices on the horizon for you. And I think that might be why you've got the embrace as well, because you've got embrace in this card around new possibilities. A new path is now available to you. Follow it with faith. Look inside yourself. Examine what is causing you to feel this way. And I think that's why you've got the white here. It's all about clarity, gaining clarity, self-reflection, clearing and cleansing, resting, taking a step back out of what could have been a very confusing situation where you sort of maybe didn't know whether you were coming or going, pile number 3. But anyway, that has been your reading. But let's see, in terms of astrological signs, Queen of Pentacles could be, well, I always feel Queen of Pentacles is Taurus energy. 6 of Pentacles is also Taurian energy. And Taurus is all about taking care of themselves, really, really lavishing a lot of attention, a lot of affection, a lot of self-love, really having a very good self-care routine in place. And I feel that is the message here for you, pile number 3, and that you are going to have that. 7 of Swords is Leo, no, not Leo. 7 of Swords is Aquarius, and then you've got the Magician, because you've got it. You've got it going on. You've got all the resources and all the tools now to be strong and move forward and be this Queen of Pentacles, where there's a whole new world opening up for you, new potential possibilities. That isn't going to be something that drags you down, drains your energy, doesn't give you what you need, keeps you in the dark, keeps you confused. That is not a good energy that you want to be in a relationship with. It's a draining energy, it's a toxic energy, and you're moving out of that. But anyway, pile number 3, that's been your reading. I hope you've liked it. If you have, please do hit the subscribe button and the notification bell. Otherwise, I'll see you in the next reading. Bye for now.